wonderful to see so many people tonight at Alliance Française for Aida au Bit. I used to call it Aida Hot, but it's now Aida au Bit. And I would like to thank the director of the Alliance Française, our friend Ophélie, for once again being a great supporter of the LGBTQI community. Thank you, merci Ophélie. I would also like to thank Dhananjay and the entire team behind the program for the amazing and wonderful evening tonight. Of course, my most sincere congratulations to all the amazing artists for making sure that Aida au Bit is also a moment for celebrations tonight. So thank you very much for this. So as Caroline said earlier tonight, the theme for Aida au Bit this year is Together Always, United in Diversity. And frankly, I could not think of a better theme. For me, our focus should really be on unity and diversity. I was recently asked to speak at Himachal Pradesh University about diversity and multiculturalism. So in my remarks, I said that in Canada, everybody recognizes that diversity is a strength, and we do celebrate diversity. I went on to talk about the Asian Heritage Month, which we celebrate this month in Canada. I also mentioned that over the last 2 centuries, immigrants have come to Canada from all over the world, bringing our society, my country, a rich cultural heritage representing many languages, ethnicities, and religious traditions. But for me, united in diversity also means ensuring that everyone can feel safe and be themselves regardless of their sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression. And if we truly believe that diversity is a strength, then I think we need to go a step further. Indeed, we need to ensure that everyone can contribute to our communities regardless of their sexual orientation, gender identity, or gender expression. And I also believe that to be united in diversity, we need to take that message outside the LGBTQI community. We need to ensure that allies stand by your side, that allies speak up for your rights. And I'm glad to see so many allies here tonight at Alliance Française. And we do have this responsibility to advocate for LGBTQI rights every day. Not only on...
I first of all thank Dhananjay ji for organizing this event. It was, in fact, it was my first exposure to Ida Hobbit, and I was wondering how is it Ida Hobbit, because after homophobia, if biphobia comes, then only it is Hobbit. So I was trying to, figure out. So, but finally I found out that that should have been above that. So Mr. Patrick Hebert, Consulate General of Canada, Ms. Caroline Roy, Deputy Consulate General of British Deputy High Commission, Ms. Bellin, Director of this institute. She's here, yeah. And Manjula, my friend Manjula Sularia, so Director of Present Chetas, and all other esteemed guests who are present in this function today. So, the idea of sexual orientation and transgenders, queer, and all these other terminologies are something regarding which there is a lack of awareness. So I'm glad that this kind of event is being organized where more awareness has been created. So I remember meeting Dhananjay ji a few years back when I was at a lower rank but looking after NRI affairs in the Canadian Council residence. So where I asked Dhananjay that what does this transgender mean? So how does, I was not aware that, what are the implications, what are the that there is a sex change involved, and what are the sexual parts which a transgender would have. So, you know, it was she kind of educated me on, you know, that this is how it is. And so even at a very senior rank in the police department, I really had very little knowledge of what exactly does a sexual orientation mean. And so I'm thankful to Dhananjay ji to introducing me to that world which was alien to me, and that is what this day is all about, that we create awareness so that there is more understanding of the fact that there are other people apart from, you know, the binary space of a male and a female, that these people cannot be wished away. They are a part of the society, and as the constitution of our country gives equal rights to all citizens, so it also gives equal rights to such persons who are you know, having a different sexual orientation. And you know, even Rabindranath Tagore has written a beautiful poem on inclusivity, and that is where the, you know, clear stream of reason is not led into narrow barriers. I don't remember the exact wording, but the idea behind it is that the reason, the clear stream of reason is not to be bounded by, you know, narrow thought processes. So that this is what it is all about. And I think that in the Western countries, these concepts have, you know, been accepted. In fact, I remember I was in London a few years back, and there was this LGBT community day. So it was, you know, everybody, everywhere was colorful, and it was a procession was going on. So, you know, that is the kind of exposure that is required. So in our country, in 2019, as Mr. Maninder ji pointed out, that the act has been passed. But if you look at what is happening in the Supreme Court today, the community, the LGBT community is fighting for, you know, the right to have a same-sex marriage. So on the one hand, partly the government is recognizing that you know, this community exists and they will have to have equal rights, to the extent that they are passing a Transgender Protection Act. But it is silent on very key issues where the transgenders have to live life like an ordinary person of the other genders. So I appreciate the efforts to organize this event today, and hope that you know, eventually with these groups and these events will be more inclusive, and there will be more awareness, and in the media, in the government, in the judiciary. I am very happy to see, I mean, from Mr. Maninder ji, I have not read too much on the subject, but it is evident that the judiciary of the country recognizes the rights, and wherever there has been a bottleneck or you know, problem, the judiciary has stepped in and you know, upheld the constitution of the country, which grants equal rights to all, irrespective of you know, nation, caste, gender, etc. So as Manjula was pointing out that you know, it is difficult to deviate from the narrow straight path, and if I endorse what she has said about the courage of this community, which has that courage to, you know, stand up for their rights. and celebrate their uniqueness. So which is a very big thing, because that fear and this homophobia and all these other kinds of terminologies which are used. So this is born out of ignorance, because people do not understand what this new thing is. So they don't want to have somebody coming out and breaking the norms. So we see that all people who lead revolutions are somewhat people who are courageous people, who take a stand and fight for their rights. And so an applause should be there for the LGBT community, and especially the leaders like Dhananjay ji and Yashwinder ji, who have gone to the courts and tried to get their rights. So as far as what Maninder ji was saying regarding we are culprits, the Punjab police is a culprit, that we took out advertisement only giving male and female as the genders, and we didn't include the third gender. Because we also hesitated to go against the norms. But now that we are better educated through the High Court, so we will be taking corrective measures, and that is how I had requested Dhananjay along with Manjula to come to my office to find out that what would be the requirements for the advertisement to be amended. And it was quite, again, an education for me, that because I said that we were not sure that physical trials for males have certain parameters and standards, and physical trials for women have some lower standards. So we thought that we didn't know what would be the standards for whether it would be male or female. So our administration wing took out a draft. So in which they said that the transgender should choose between male and female, and once he or she has chosen, then he can't change, being police officers. So they gave this kind of then I felt that we need to consult Dhananjay ji to find out that what exactly would be required. So then she told us and educated us that it will be the transgender people are, because they have gone through, maybe they have gone through a sexual sex change, or they are using some hormones, so they will be, their body is weaker than the normal person, and so their parameters should be completely settled. So we will be taking their help for bringing out the amended corrigendum to the advertisement, and hopefully then this community should be happy with that. So I am very thankful to all of you for coming to this program and giving support. That is important for this movement. That the people who are unaware or who need to be educated are made a part of this journey along with this community, and I thank you so much.